Thanks to EA for giving me early access. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Adventure Awaits speed build. So we're back in the world of Gibbi Point and I'm sharing my second build with a brand new Adventure Awaits expansion pack with you. I was given early access by the EA Creator Network, so that is really kind of them. And just a reminder that we are looking at not final software. So this is a special early access build of the game with just the base game and the brand new expansion pack and the brand new base game update, of course, but not final software. So just wanted to get that out of the way. So for today's video, I'm building a cozy bed and breakfast. I was so excited to see that with the brand new getaway system, or I should say the custom venue lot type, there was a preset or like a setting for a custom venue that's called Cozy Bed and Breakfast. And of course, I just immediately had to jump on that and build a cozy bed and breakfast that is functional with the new Adventure Awaits expansion pack. I am so excited about that. I've been wanting functional or somewhat functional hotels and bed and breakfasts and stuff for a very long time in this game. I just was so excited to see that with this pack we can actually do that. So of course I had to jump in and build a bed and breakfast. So that is what we're doing here. It is a pretty small bed and breakfast, and I'm definitely going for the log cabin type vibes, but I was trying to go for the more modern aesthetic for this one. So it's a log cabin, but it is a little bit more of like a modern approach to it, which is really fun because this pack actually comes with, I want to say, two different architectural styles or furniture styles, where one's a little bit more rustic and the other one is a little bit more modern. And they're also very nice to combine together as well. Like they really work very nicely together too. But for this one, I really wanted to focus on lighter wood tones and just slightly more modern doors and windows and all that. Maybe a little bit more modern furniture for the most part, but I am using just the base game and this pack, of course. So definitely still trying to embrace all the brand new shiny items in this pack, and I think I succeeded. It was really fun to actually focus on the more lighter wood tones and just make this very cozy and welcoming just in general. And I think it worked out really nicely. You can kind of tell here that I was placing those sliding glass doors and this front door here that are all slightly more modern. And it does come with matching doors and windows to this door as well. So that was really nice to see. I'm still kind of combining like the rustic vibes with it as well, of course. I'm using that new fence. I love that new fence. It is so nice and simple and just really easy to use and very versatile. So that was really fun to do. And also the new spandrels. I just love those too. And the columns are so good. The columns aren't super bulky. They're definitely a little bit more like slim and just very versatile and easy to use for different types of builds, I feel. So yeah, overall, I do think that the build buy from this new pack is pretty versatile, and I'm really excited to see how it combines with other packs. I think it'll go so nicely with Horse Ranch, especially. Cottage Living probably also, and of course the Outdoor Retreat game pack I think is going to be so fun. I am particularly excited to also start using tents in Gibbi Point. Tents didn't come with this pack, but tents did come in the Outdoor Retreat pack, of course, years ago at this point. I think it would be so fun to just build little camps with cabins, of course, but then have some additional tents as well. I think that would be so much fun to do, especially if you have a camp that has like a bunch of teenagers maybe running the place over the summer, you know, just as camp counselors. I think that would be so fun. And then maybe you can set up like a little employee area with tents and everything where they just camp. I don't know, maybe that's a little bit too niche or too detailed, but that is something that I have just been super excited about. So I actually can't wait to get my hands on this pack in my regular game and also start playing with different packs as well and start combining things and just seeing what the cross-pack compatibility is all about. I'm really excited to test everything out in that regard. So if you have any suggestions of things that you want to see, builds that you want to see, especially with the new pack Adventure Awaits, but like combined with other specific packs, let me know and I'll see what I can think of. One thing I have been really excited to try actually is some kind of a horse camp. I don't know if that would be a possibility, but I can only imagine with all the packs installed, how many more like role criteria and, you know, activities and stuff you can pick from when you set up your schedules or your like role system for the specific custom venue or getaway that you're doing. So I'm really excited to see if there is a way to maybe build like or do like a horse camp kind of thing where maybe horses spawn or people show up with their horses. I really don't know if that is going to be a possibility at all whatsoever, but it's something that just crossed my mind just to give you an example of the cross-pack compatibility that I am excited to explore. So yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see what that's gonna be all about. But in the meantime, of course, I have this little bed and breakfast for you all. I think this one turned out really cozy. I was definitely trying to go for more laid back, mellow, you know, just that sort of a getaway where there isn't like a really strict schedule going on whatsoever. This is more so for the Sims that like a more loosely set up getaway where they just want to explore and see whatever they feel like doing that specific day. So I don't think there's going to be a whole bunch of rules here, or rules, I should say, like a setup schedule in that regard. But there is definitely there are some activities to do here. I set up some archery. There is a few kayaks just kind of stored on the front porch. So I was just kind of imagining that this bed and breakfast can provide you with a kayak if you want to go kayaking in the water. This is not a waterfront lot, but the water is very close by. So I feel like people could just carry their canoe or their kayak, I should say, over to the water and just use it and go for a little adventure on the water. I think that would just be so fun. So yeah, that's something that this bed and breakfast can offer you. There's some archery, like I said. There is also a little campfire for Sims to just kind of hang out together, maybe do a little bit of outdoorsy cooking. I thought that would be really cute. And then for the most part, it's just cozy vibes all around. I think this would be a really fun, if you have seasons, I think this would be a really fun getaway or venue to use for like an autumnal getaway as well, because the inside of this bed and breakfast is super cozy. There's like a communal living room space, a couple of tables for Sims to sit down, maybe play some games or maybe just have dinner together. I think it'd be really cozy. Obviously, there's going to be like a communal breakfast every morning because this is a bed and breakfast. So breakfast is being served every day. I thought that would be so cute, and probably dinner as well. I think that would be just adorable if there is a dinner for everyone to enjoy together every night. Maybe it is kind of optional. Maybe every day in the morning at breakfast, you can just kind of tell the staff whether you're planning on being there for dinner as well, and then they take that into account, and then they'll serve dinner for the people that want to have dinner that day at the bed and breakfast. I think that is just such a cozy idea to just kind of play around with. And yeah, overall, like I said, I just wanted this to be comfortable, cozy, laid back, chill, bed and breakfast, getaway type of vibes for Sims that maybe like a little bit more luxury. Not that this bed and breakfast is necessarily super luxurious or anything, but I do think maybe like compared to a camp or like a little camp cabin, you know, that sort of thing, I do feel like maybe this offers you a little bit more comfort in that sense. That's what I was kind of trying to go for. So as I'm starting to furnish the place, you can really tell that I was going for some lighter colors, some softer, lighter wood tones. I love this fireplace that I'm using in this build. This is the more modern of the two fireplaces that come with this pack. And I think this one is so fun. I think I'll get a lot of use out of this one because it's definitely modern, but it also still feels very rustic in a way, and you can just kind of use it in different ways, I feel. And I just really, really love how this looks. I also love the brick wallpaper in this pack. I think it is so freaking gorgeous, and I'll use the heck out of it. And I was trying to use the dining table that comes with this pack. This pack comes with two dining tables, one 4-seater and one 6 or 8-seater dining table. So a really small one and a really big one, but not the like in between size that I'm using here. I just chose to go with a base game one instead because the big one was a little bit too big and the small one was a little bit too small. So I would have loved to see a, I guess, regular sized dining table in this pack as well. That would have been really fun. I understand that they gave us a bigger table because if you want to go for like communal, you know, dinners, breakfast, like meals in general, or if you want to set it up as a crafting, like paper craft table for kids to enjoy, or adult Sims. Actually, they can also do the paper crafts, I think. I actually haven't tried it with adults. I think adult Sims can also do the paper craft stuff. That is something fun that we should probably try out as well. But yeah, so I understand that they gave us a larger table and then a smaller table to just kind of scatter around, maybe set up by your cabin, you know, so it makes sense. I will say though, I would have loved a regular 4/6-seater dining table like the ones I'm using in here, but the base game ones actually combined really well with this pack, also wood tone wise, so that all worked out perfectly fine. And overall, I just really like the color scheme in here. The rug I'm using is also from the new pack. I did size it up though, so it is a bigger version of the rug, but I think it sizes up really well. It's definitely pretty huge when you size it up, but you know, if you have tool mod in your game, then you'll be able to kind of size it up and down a little bit more, you know, precisely. So that is going to be nice to do. And then here, I just tried to decorate a little entryway. I really like this end table with the drawers. I think that end table is so well done. I love that it's a little bit more chunky looking. I don't know. I just feel like it really fits the vibes. And the wood tones are just so, so gorgeous. And then the new shelves that I placed on top, they are just very basic. I guess you could say more modern, but I guess just very basic and versatile shelves that I will probably use a lot. And then in here, I obviously had to do a little kitchen as well. I think that there is a couple of staff members working here. I was thinking one host and then one staff member, so they will take care of the guests. Either one of those Sims would be cooking every morning, every evening for breakfast and dinner. So that is what this kitchen's for. And this time around, I actually did not forget to place the blender. And I think the blender is so fun to use. I had to place it here over on this, this little cart that actually slots appliances, so that is so nice to have in the game. So I obviously had to use that in here. I think it looks adorable. This kitchen is really small, but I was thinking that this is really just for one staff member to use that is cooking for the guests. And this bed and breakfast, I completely forgot to mention, but this bed and breakfast does end up having 3 bedrooms, and each bedroom sleeps 2 Sims. So in my brain, I was thinking this could be for 6 guests, right? But then I reminded myself, or I remembered, that the staff actually obviously also needs a place to stay. And I did make that mistake in my first speed build when I shared the family camp. I set it up for, you know, basically 3 families of 4, but then I remembered that the staff also needs a place to sleep, and I totally did not set that up. I mean, you live and you learn, you know, that was my very first build that I did when I first got my hands on the pack, so I had no clue how everything was going to work just yet. So, you know, you live and you learn. But for this one, I kind of forgot again, but there is a bedroom set up upstairs that has 2 single beds. So I was thinking you could very easily use that for staff. So maybe that's where the staff sleeps, and then there are 4 guests at a time here because we have 2 double bedrooms essentially. So I think that's how it would work. I do think it'd be kind of cute if you do have the outdoor retreat pack, then maybe you can set up a tent outside and that's where the staff sleeps. I don't know, I think that could be kind of funny. But yeah, you could obviously use that other bedroom upstairs. You can use that for staff, of course. There is 1 bedroom here that has an ensuite full bathroom. So there's 1 bedroom downstairs that is the most luxurious of all the bedrooms. They actually have an ensuite bathroom that's a full bath. And then they also have this private porch here over on the side where I just added a little chess table and a little 2-seater couch for them to enjoy the view over the river, and it's just like really, really cozy, and that's definitely a more luxurious and larger bedroom. Then upstairs we have 2 more bedrooms. They do each have an ensuite, but it's not a full bath. It's really small, so I decided to go for a sink and a toilet as an ensuite for each room, and then they kind of have to share a bathroom, a hall bath bordering the landing that has a tub in it. So that's what they can share upstairs, but then there's also another full bath hall bathroom downstairs for them to use. So I feel like there's more than enough bathrooms for everyone to use and for everyone to comfortably take showers or baths as well. So that's how I set it up. And then here on the landing, I actually went for a cute gaming table. I'm not the biggest fan of how this base game table looks. So I think in my game, if I had all the packs, I would probably swap it out for one that came with either get together because they look a little bit more rustic, or maybe one from growing together because they just look a little bit more neutral. You know, I really like those better than the base game one. But the base game one's functional, and it actually kind of works nicely here on the landing with the pop of green. So this is the bedroom that I set up with 2 single beds, and, you know, on second thought, this is where the staff, I feel like, would sleep. I did place a little folding chair next to the bed there, but that does make it so that your Sims can't climb up to the top bunk. So I actually had to delete that. That was unfortunate. I thought that was going to be an issue because that is always an issue. It has always been an issue with bunk beds, that you can't really place anything next to the ladder when you have the beds set up in this orientation. I thought it looked so cute though, so I just tried it. But then when I was playtesting this, unfortunately my Sim wasn't able to get up to the top bunk, so I had to delete it. And then in here I also placed a desk. I love this desk. I actually haven't used it for my previous build, so I was excited to use it in here. I think it's so cute with the more like faded used wood and then the little stickers on it. Again, the swatches that it comes in are just so pretty, so that was a really fun new item, I guess, for me to use in here. And then as you can see, there's a really small 4-tile little ensuite bathroom here, and I was kind of debating whether I should do a shower and a toilet, because the window placement for these bathrooms is a little bit unfortunate. It makes it a little bit more difficult to work with, but I really did not want to move those windows because it just looks so good on the exterior. So I just decided to go for half bathroom ensuites and then a bathtub, a literal bathtub bathroom, as a hall bathroom upstairs. It literally only has a tub in it and some storage, and that's it. So, you know, I thought that was pretty cute, a little different. And it definitely gives the vibes of a bed and breakfast, because in my brain, bed and breakfasts usually are just regular houses, but kind of renovated in a way where guests can stay in them. So, you know, I feel like they kind of did what they could with the space that they had. And that's how they laid it out, and that's how they came about this bathroom situation. Here we have a small double bedroom. The way I placed the dresser was an issue with the routing, so when I playtested this, I moved the dresser a little bit more like into the wall. I merged it with the wall a little bit. I had BB.move objects activated, obviously, so I could do that, and then there was no issue there, so I also tested that. But yeah, all of that to say that this bed and breakfast is definitely a little bit more cramped and cozy in that sense, and that is what I was trying to go for, so I feel like it turned out really, really cute. And then we have a little bit of outdoor space here as well. So I decided to actually decorate this back porch. I actually later on swapped out the seating area for a bar because I thought a bar was definitely still missing in this bed and breakfast. I could totally see the guests just hang out at night and drink some bar drinks. Instead of just another lounge set, I just really wanted to add some extra functionality to this. So I decided to go for a little bar with a couple of bar stools instead. I'm forgetting if I actually recorded that or if I did that off camera, but of course I'm gonna give you a tour of the place in real time, and then we will also set up the cozy bed and breakfast preset schedule for this custom venue together, just to go over the steps and how that works. Because that's my favorite part. I absolutely love that. The custom venue lot type is so fun and so versatile, but it can be a little bit confusing and overwhelming. So just like with my first speed build, we will go over all that together and just see how that works and how it's all set up. I also gave them a little grill out here, but then that's gonna be it for the speed build. So let's jump in the game and I'll show you the bed and breakfast in real time. So here we have the bed and breakfast in the game. This lot, by the way, is so gorgeous. There is a literal waterfall here in the back. How freaking pretty is that? And then there's a bridge here to this little area over here. It is so, so nice. I just really, really like this particular part of the world. There is a playground in the back here. So it's super pretty and so lush. You can see that I was kind of working on a build here on a 64 by 64, but that's actually the one that I moved to the waterfront lot that I shared a couple days ago. So there's a really big lot in the back here. I definitely want to build something there too, but I just don't know what. So if you have any ideas for a 64 by 64, let me know because I really want to tackle one. But anyway, this is the bed and breakfast. It looks really cute from the front. I just really like how cozy and inviting it looks. It's a pretty basic structure, honestly, but I feel like it really works here. And I just can't get over that waterfall there in the back. So out front, I have a couple of picnic tables set up and then just a little bit of landscaping, of course. And let me just show you the back where we have a little campfire set up, another picnic table, a grill as well, so Sims can just have some dinner, do some grilling outside. They can practice their archery, or they can do some gardening if they want to. On the back porch, I swapped out that seating area for a bar, which just makes a lot more sense. A little bit of extra functionality. A couple of tables outside as well. And then let's move on to the front porch. So this is where I just placed a couple of kayaks. I also really like this little rug, by the way. That is such a cute rug that comes in a bunch of different swatches with different little prints on them. So it's so adorable. And then out front here, I just have a couple extra tables set up. Going through this gorgeous, might I add, front door. I love this one. I feel like I will use this one a lot because it's super versatile. We have an entryway with just some storage here, a really cute end table with some knickknacks on it. That candle is so pretty. I placed some books on here, and then we just have a shared dining and living room, if you will. So cozy living room setup. There's no TV in here, so you're just kind of being forced to socialize, read a book, hang out by the fire, that sort of stuff. I have two 4-seater dining tables set up so Sims can hang out, have dinner, drink some coffee, have conversations, you know. And then there is a full bathroom here off of the living room. Through this door over here is where we have the kitchen. It is really small and cramped, but I was imagining just one Sim cooking in here every time. And it's really just for the staff, or maybe for the guests if they want to make themselves a little bit of coffee or a smoothie. You know, I feel like they would be welcome to do that as well. So there is that. And then through this hallway, you enter into the downstairs, more luxurious bedroom in this bed and breakfast. I cannot get enough of this wallpaper. I love the texture on it. It's so good. And then the color scheme in here is just a little bit more moody. Loving those curtains. They look so cozy. I obviously had to go with this dresser again. There is a small chair in the corner with a throw blanket over it as well. And then they have an ensuite over here. The dark green subway tiles from base game actually combine really well with this pack, especially if you're going for a more modern approach, I feel. And then they have a sliding door here out onto a side porch where they get to enjoy the view of that stunning waterfall back there and just the river in general, or they can just sit and play some chess. Going upstairs, it's a bit more cramped, but I think this is super cozy. So on the landing, to add some functionality, I placed a game table, and then there is a hall bathroom that literally just has a tub and some storage. Over on this side is where we have another bedroom for guests to stay. They have a small dresser that, as you can see, I had to merge it with the wall a little bit to make this bed functional from both sides. So that's what I did. But I think this is a really cute, just simple, small bedroom. And then they have a half bathroom ensuite. So they have their own toilet and sink in here. And across from that room, we have the third bedroom that in hindsight is just going to be for staff. So we can have a host and a staff member sleep in this bedroom. It actually kind of ended up making sense because there is a desk in here. So I feel like you could easily like swap this out for a computer, and then it looks like they can get some admin stuff done in here as well. And then they have the same half bath ensuite in here as well. So that's the bed and breakfast. And now let's actually set it up as a custom venue. So we're gonna modify the schedule preset, and then I actually already have it set up here as a cozy bed and breakfast. And that is actually one of the presets that you can pick. As you can see, it's listed here. Now for the guests, I actually set up 6, but I think it's better to change it to 4 so we can have one host and one staff member, and then we actually have enough beds for everyone. So the guests can be teens, young adults, or elderly Sims. That is their only criteria that they have. And then for activities, they can do drink bar drinks, dance. We do have some music set up, so that actually works too. They will eat, they will be friendly, and they will listen to music. I thought that was cute. Maybe instead of listen to music, actually, I will do reading. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting for this bed and breakfast. I won't give them an outfit because they're literally just bed and breakfast guests, so we're not going to do that. The host is going to be a young adult, an adult, or an elderly sim. They will do gardening, they will be friendly, they will clean, cook, and tend the bar, which I think is really helpful. They do have an outfit set up, but it's just like their everyday wear that they have. So I think that works perfectly fine. And for staff, they can be either a teen, a young adult, an adult, or an elderly sim, and they will mostly clean. I think I'll also have them be friendly, and their outfit is just going to be an everyday outfit too. And then we have a cozy schedule here. So let's see if that works out for what we have in mind. 7 a.m. is going to be have breakfast time. The staff will clean and be friendly. The host will serve food. Okay, that's perfect. And then the guests will just kind of do their own thing. Eating is also set up there, but for the rest, they just have their general, like, overall activity set up here. I think that works really well. 10 a.m. is free time. Guests will be friendly, listen to music. I think, again, I'm gonna just swap that out for a reading. They will do some archery, they will drink bar drinks, and they will eat. The host will do their host activities, gardening, friendly, clean, cook, and tend bar. Perfect. 5 p.m. is dinner time. So everything, again, is just very simply set up to the host serving dinner, the guests doing their thing, and the staff cleaning. 8 p.m. again is just free time for everyone to do what they feel like doing. And 11 p.m. is sleep time. So the way this is set up makes it so that everyone will still kind of do their own thing and maybe go to bed if they want to. And honestly, I feel like these adults or teen sims can really do whatever they want. So I won't make them go to sleep. But if you wanted to, you could delete all these activities and literally set it to sleep. And then all the Sims will just kind of go to bed around that time. I'm not gonna do it. They're adults. They can just go to sleep whenever they feel like it. But that is gonna be the schedule for the bed and breakfast. So that's gonna do it for today's video. This build is not yet up on the gallery, but I will make sure to upload it as soon as Adventure Awaits actually comes out. So then I'll go ahead and upload all my builds to the gallery. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you wanna get notified every single time I upload a video, make sure to click that bell icon. You can find me over on Twitch and Instagram as well. My username on there is Simmary Sims. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!